सो हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू द न्यू वीडियो। और जैसा कि आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर माय इंटरव्यू ऑन मंडे, सो आई एम गोइंग थ्रू लॉट मैनी क्वेश्चंस, इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस. सो आई थॉट, as I said, ki we'll start with interview question of each and every tool of DevOps. So I'm thinking, let's start with Git today. So I'll be jotting down all the questions before you, whatever I've come across related to Git. And also, if I miss anything, and if you guys feel that this is important and this can be asked in interview related to Git tool, please comment down that question, so that people who are preparing for it, they are we can make a community and we can do this, that we are helping out each other. So whatever question you feel that I have missed out, please comment that down. And so that whenever a person who is seeing this video can get the whole idea ki for related to this tool, these all questions can come. So yeah, I think I have set the base. So let's start. So first of all, if a question that will be asked for Git is that, what is source code management? So you can say that it is a process where we are storing and managing our code. And it's not that when multiple teams are working, so we require a tool where we can manage that code with different teams and with different individuals. So that is called a source code management. Then, what are the advantages of source code management? So, it helps in achieving teamwork, can work on different features simultaneously, acts like pipeline between offshore and onshore teams, track changes, and different people from the same team as well as different teams can store code simultaneously. So, what are the available source code management tools in the market? So, first of all, Git, SVN, and Perforce. But out of these tools, Git is famous because in Git only, we every individual has local repository, and that gives an upper edge to Git tool. What is Git? This is the other question. So Git is a tool where we can store the any type of code. And by every commit we get a unique commit id, and we can maintain version, and Git occupies less space. So all this. Then what are the advantages of Git? So yeah, so because it is we can do coding parallelly, so parallel branching, and it increases the speed, and we can create a backup to the fully distributed. So, what are the stages in Git? So, there are four stages. First is the workspace area, second is the staging area, then the local repo, then the central repo. So, workspace where we are creating files and we are modifying it. Staging area where Git takes a snapshot of every version. It's a buffer zone between the working area and the local repository. Then the local repositories, it is this place when Git store all commits locally. And then central is when we are Git stores all the commits centrally. So, what is the common branching strategy in Git? Or basically, they'll ask you in a way that, what are the branching or what all branches are you using in your company? So, basically, there will be one master branch, in which is a most stable branch. And then there will be a feature branch, which is from the development branch. There will be a hotfix branch if there is any bug or there is any issue in production, so that is taken from the master branch. And so where there is a development branch, so there are separate branches. and then we merge all the changes to for in a master. So this is, and default branch is master. Then there is an origin, that is for upstream project, and downstream we use origin. So how many type of repositories available in Git? So bare repositories and non-bare repositories. So bare repositories central repository, and non-bare repositories local repository. So what do you mean by snapshot is Git? So snapshot in Git is basically when you take a backup copy for each version, and that is and it is basically taken in the staging area, right? So, what is GitHub? So, GitHub is central Git repository where we can store centrally. So, it is a platform. Okay. What is Git merge? So, Git merge is basically when we are merging, when we have different branches, then when a particular person is sure and it wants to commit those changes in the master branch, then Git merge is used. Okay, and there are many times when merge conflicts occur, then we have to resolve it, because unless and until that is resolved, we will not be able to merge our code in master branch. What is Git stash? So Git stash is basically whenever sometime a production issue comes and we want like the whatever the changes that we have done, we don't want them. So what happened, we do our change, we do Git stash, so that will store our current changes in our working area in our some local or temporary place. So then we can do some changes afterwards. All the changes is done, we can again do Git stash apply and whatever. So there is a list of all the change, like for every change there will be a list, so we can apply the required stash. So what is Git reset? So Git reset is when we have to um make the changes, revert the changes from the code which is in our staging area again to the workspace area. So Git reset command is used to remove changes from staging area, so this bringing back file from staging area to work directory. Git revert command is used to remove changes from all the three stages, and we use this command after commit, and only latest commit can be reverted. What is the difference between git pull and git clone? So git clone is basically when you are, or it's a very new project and which you are cloning from the repo, and git pull is whenever every morning when you have to take a update, if anybody has made the changes, then you do git pull. Git pull and git fetch difference. So git pull, what it does, it pulls the code, it also merges with our working area, but git fetch only pulls the code but it doesn't merges, so we have to do merge ourselves. Then what is the difference between git merge and rebase? So in git merge, commit is done as an whole object, so we cannot see the commit id, like in this commit this change was there, but in rebase we get the specific commit, in this specific commit this change was there, so there is an information. What is git bisect? So basically sometimes developer wants their bad commits and like their mistakes that they have done. So what happened, if you do git bisect, it will separate the bad commit and the good commits separately. What is git squash? So if like to move multiple commits into its parents, so that you end up with one commit, so you can repeat this process. And what is git hooks? So git hooks are like, there are two types of hooks, pre commit hooks and post commit hooks. So sometimes you want every member in your team to follow certain pattern while giving commit message, so then only it should allow them to commit. So these type of restriction we call pre commit hooks. And post commit hooks are like, sometime being a manager you would want an email notification regarding every commit occurs in a central repository, so this kind of things we call post commit hooks. What is git cherry pick? When we want particular commit id to be merged in our master branch from our feature branch or from any branch to our master branch, then we use git cherry pick, so we can merge specific commit only. So what is the difference between git and svn? That you can tell that svn is a centralized version control system, while git is a distributed version control system. And we can do parallel development, while in svn you can't create branches, so no parallel development. There will be some scenario based question also, like we don't want to push some files while in when we are pushing the code in for the remote repo, and those files should not be visible, those are sensitive. Then what you should do? So our answer should be that we can use dot git ignore. So in that we can mention the file name, so those files won't go. And then second question can be that we have cloned we only want to clone a particular branch with only the last commit id. Then what we can do? Then in that case we'll use git commit hyphen hyphen single branch, then the branch name, and we can mention depth as one that refers to last commit. Then the third question can be that we I have cloned some project, and now I have made a change in the name of one of the file or something. And now I have to I have to tell my teammate about like some tracking that original file or something. So what, how can I track that, because I have changed the name now? So we can do git remote hyphen b. In that case I'll get the mappings of about all the local repo is how local repo is mapped to remote repo, and we can get the mapping and all. Git remote hyphen v, that we can use. Then there is a what is submodule and module in git. So sometimes we have to track the external code, but we don't want to mix that in our code. So we that then we can use the submodule and module concept. So module is a repository, and submodule if it is referencing, if there is another repository it is referencing to. Difference between git branch and git tag. So git branch are mutable, but git tag are not they are immutable. And git branch is basically when we are still doing development, and tag is something when we are done with development. Then we use tag like proper, it will be version, it will give a version and all. So yeah, that's it. And also one update that yesterday in my video I told that OpenShift and Jenkins are the same tool. So sorry, that is not, they are not the same tool. OpenShift is container orchestration tool, while Jenkins is used for automating the CI/CD pipeline. Or OpenShift is like vast thing, but we can automate CI/CD pipelines through it too. So my reference was that yeah, I know Kubernetes, Docker, and Jenkins, so I'll tell that. So yeah, but that was a mistake. So sorry for that, and I hope the questions are clear. And if you feel like there can be more questions regarding this topic, please comment those down. And yeah, so yeah, thank you so much, and bye bye.